What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of A Potent Dose of Three. My name is Linda.
I'm Jazmin.
And I'm Kathy.
Okay, so I think we're going to begin this episode with talking about why we chose healthcare, what made us, want to go down this route.
And honestly, I feel like that's a really difficult thing for me to answer because there's so many reasons and things why I've chosen healthcare or why I want to be in healthcare.
Well, since since you got a lot of reasons, I feel like you should go first, Jazmin.
I got a lot to talk about,
yes.
don't I?
You should go first.
So, I mean, I was born and raised in Oakland, like you guys know, and I feel like my family was lower to mid class. And, they did the best that they could to put me in, like, the best schools. And so, like, we went to private school.
It was like the shittiest of private schools,
We
but
spent
still.
a lot of time playing board games and watching movies. We didn't learn much. So I feel like from a young age, I was already like starting off kind of behind. And so this, like, I feel like made it difficult for me to even see myself in healthcare. But I feel like something that really helped me was like growing up, my home life was really hectic. So I was never wanting to be at home. And my refuge was school or my dad's job. And so we were there all the time, and he worked at a hospital. So from a young age, like I was always at the hospital. And I feel like it was an interesting experience because when you hear about healthcare, like I know you guys hear like a lot of people are scared.
Yeah, a lot of people
Yes.
here. And like the stories like, oh, I'm not going to go to the hospital unless I'm like literally dying.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's just like such a big negative connotation attached to like hospitals and healthcare. But honestly, like I feel like maybe from like, I don't know, maybe like 5, 6, 7, I don't know how young I was. I saw it differently. I saw it like for what, I mean, I'm sure what you guys see it as like something that's so beautiful and like nurturing, and like I feel like there's no better way to help someone like when they're scared or when they're like in pain or when they can't help themselves. So I saw it like that, and I think that even like gave me more motivation to like pursue healthcare. So I've since I was little I wanted to be a doctor, and I still do. And although it's been a struggle, I feel like my time as a volunteer has taught me like it's not maybe what I thought it was. While it is beautiful, there's like a lot of things that need to be changed.
How long have you been a volunteer?
On and off because of COVID, because I got COVID.
But even before then, you're young.
I like volunteered in high school. I was like, I think I volunteered in the emergency department.
Oh, that's nice.
And so I feel like even from there, like when I was in high school, like you do see like what I saw, I feel like it was subtle, but you could still see just the discrimination in healthcare, like people have those values that they feel, and then there's someone else who has of a different culture, whether it's like someone who can't be seen by a male, or whether it's like even like language barriers. I mean, that's a really big thing for me because I speak Spanish, and like a lot of the healthcare workers that I'm seeing, like they don't speak Spanish. So I feel like I see a lot of patients who their health, it's whether it's neglected or they're just like they don't care to even try.
And truthfully, it's crazy because those services are supposed to be interpreters for everyone in the hospital,
but they don't even try. Is what I'm saying.
No, there's not, because even with my clinical experience, there is a patient who spoke Spanish, and we could not find their interpreter. So what I had to do, I went on Google and used Google Translator to try to help him.
Yeah, and I just feel like they get so frustrated that they get frustrated because they can't speak English. And I'm like, you know what? I'm sure they're also the patient is also very frustrated that they cannot frustrated. They cannot
and scared
say how they're feeling, what they're feeling, and you're over here frustrated at them when they're the ones in pain. I'm like, you're getting paid to be here. They're not, and they're scared. And I feel like even more so like these experiences with the patients, and just like I get to know them on a different level because I'm like with them, talking to them, sitting with them, taking them to their department that they need to be with. It makes me even more like certain that this is where I need to be, because I feel like a lot of patients, they need someone that's going to be on their side,
there to represent them,
and be patient. And obviously, I mean, I feel like I'm pretty patient, and just these like encounters that I have, even more, I feel like this is something that somewhere I need to be. I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking hard. Like, there are days where I'm just like, but at the end of the day, like, I don't see myself doing anything else, and I feel like there's no better way to help someone than like in helping them when they're in this stage or in this part of their life where they're like, I don't want to say helpless, but like when they're
going through a hard time.
Yeah, they are.
Yep.
Yeah, in a way.
and my family, I've had family members who have been sick, and I've experienced like really good like medical professional like helping them, and I want that for everybody, and if I can help in any way, I want to be there. So
No, I like that. I feel like that's why we're all kind of here in a way, because we've all seen things, and even if you've been admitted to, because I know, Kathy, you've been in the hospital a few times. With me, like, I had family members that were in the hospital, and I'm like, I seen the good and the bad.
right.
Same.
And for the bad, like, I want to make a difference. And
Right.
I didn't see a lot of people that looked like me as a Black girl. I was like, there needs to be more people like me representing for my people. So that's why I'm here, and that's the reason why I go so hard. And shit gets hard in school.
It's
Shit gets
fucking
hard.
hard. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I'm questioning, like, is this even something I want to do? Even though I know it's my purpose, but when things do get difficult, it you kind of do get blinded by certain things. But I know it's my purpose. But yeah, I was like, I know it's for me, but damn, stuff gets hard.
To be honest, I know what you mean. Like, there are days where I'm like, oh, okay, am I not capable? Like, am I not smart enough?
You always question.
And then I go volunteer, and I have the best day because I know, like, okay, I made the littlest difference today, but I know if I actually worked in healthcare, I could do so much more.
You
And
do
it
a
just
lot more.
so I just like you have to keep thinking that you're gonna be able to make a difference and help people out. I know it gets hard, man. Like you said, it gets hard, but I keep, like, my motivation is the end goal, and that's to be able to like help as many people out,
Exactly. And I feel like when they see more people like us, not they, I mean, like, patients,
No,
Yes.
they would want to come in more and not wait until things get really bad.
I'm gonna
before
be
they
honest.
go to the
I'm
hospital.
gonna be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
I was volunteering, and there was like a Hispanic old man, and he came up to me, and he was like asking me if I could go with him, and I was like, oh, sure. And I think I was busy, so I was like, yeah. I was like, you can go. Like, I think they have like translators. And he's like, no. Like he did not want to go. He did not want to go, and I got so sad.
He was scared.
And I told
Yep.
you,
yeah.
one of the reasons why I've held myself back in like volunteering, because like I've had the chance to like move myself up in the volunteering, like to move into the emergency department. I have not, because I know that there's no one in my department who is able to, like, speak Spanish and be able to translate or help people. Like, I feel like a lot of the volunteers don't care. but I think that's a reason why I've like just stayed there too, because I'm just I
You're
don't
making a
know. I don't know
difference.
who's gonna
Yep.
help them. If
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not. But yeah.
Yeah, because also I could see it because when I was little, like, that's the reason why I pushed myself to like learn English faster, because my parents, they wouldn't get translators. They're like, we don't want the translators, so I had to translate
had
for
to-
them.
Yes.
And that's actually another reason why we need more like people of color in healthcare, because at the end of the day, it's nice that you're able to do that for your parents, but that should not be necessary.
No,
That should not
And
be
then-
a
but
thing.
it happens a lot.
you
yeah.
know?
And then and even me as a kid will get frustrated because I'm like, oh my god, how do I say this in English? How do
That'd be
I,
hard.
because I was really trying for my parents to get the help that they needed, because the patient is not only worried about, like, yes, they're in pain, but they're also worried, like, oh my god, I'm missing this day of work. This is costing me money, and I need to get the help today.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's a lot that goes on, and we are here to air it all out.
Yes.
I see a lot as a clinical student, as a nursing student.
Yeah.
I'm ready to tell it all. Call me
Snitch.
for real. What is they call? No, what's the good word? What they tell?
I'm just kidding.
I can't even think. I can't even tell my joke because I can't even remember. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. But so, what are your plans, or what have you been doing to get to where you want to be?
I mean, it's definitely been a journey. As you know, I mean, you experienced the same education growing up as I did. And so I was behind going into high school. I placed in the lower math classes, in the lower English classes. And then even getting into college, like I felt like I was always like struggling to catch up or learn concepts that I should have learned when I was younger. And so I really struggled in college. I went to a community college, and then I transferred to UC, and I commuted my way there. So I would commute maybe like 3 hours a day or something, because I needed to graduate it debt free.
Yeah.
So I commuted, and then during that time, my stepdad, he got cancer. He lost his job, and so we were struggling to pay the bills, and so I was like trying to balance like my work life and school life and commuting, and so like I was just trying to handle it. And it was a miracle I graduated, because to be honest, like I was very close to dropping out multiple times. And so I when I finally graduated, like it was like a bittersweet moment, because like I was so happy I graduated, but then I realized like I was in no position to even apply to medical school. So what did I do? I like took more community classes. I was trying to boost my GPA, volunteering, and then I applied to a post-bac. And so I did a post-bac, and I don't know, I feel like a lot of people don't know what a post-bac is, but basically there's like 2 tracks. You can do like a career changer. Let's say like you needed to switch over to like a bio major. You could like switch or you could add like more science classes to your, like your courses, or you could do like an academic enhancer. And because I was struggling in college, like I did an academic enhancer, and so I did that, and so I finished that. I did an EMT program. I'm volunteering. I'm hopefully soon going to get like an EMT job and just get like more experience under my belt, and then I need to tackle this MCAT, and then we'll go from there.
Nice. How long was your post-bac program, and do you think it was worth it?
Yes, it was completely worth it. It was 15 months. I feel like it was worth it for so many reasons. I mean, it was really expensive, and I feel like
how much do you remember?
30 G's.
Girl,
That's the reason not including that high interest rate I had to get, because it was a private loan.
Oh.
But yeah, it was like 30 G's. But overall, I think it was a really good experience, because I feel like my time during undergrad, like I'm not gonna lie, I felt dumb. I felt like I couldn't do it. I felt like I wasn't smart enough to be able to go into the medical field because of my grades.
And on top of all your personal, you was going through some shit.
Yeah, I was going through a lot. I was like, I was going through a lot. It was like a very depressing moment. I remember like crying my way through my studying and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it was a really good experience, the post-bac, because I was able to prove, not to everybody else, but to myself, that I'm fucking capable. I can do it. I just need the right environment. Like I need to be not focusing on anybody else but me.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I recommend it if you're a student who's maybe might be in my situation where like you don't have the grades. I think it's worth it, because it boosted my confidence. Like I was like, I am capable. I can do it. It's not my abilities. It's my surroundings and my ability to focus. And I honestly, it saved me, to be honest. I feel like I'm in a good spot. Obviously, I'm a lot older for a med student or like a prospect, but I mean, the only way I'm not gonna do it is if I give up on myself. So I mean, I'm still here, and I know there's probably a lot of people who are in the same position as me, because like I read Reddit,
yeah, right.
and I see a lot of people who have experienced like not the same life, but like are experiencing like the same things, or same like they're in the same spot in their life. So yeah.
But how old are you? Because I know how old you are, but if you're gonna tell the story,
I'm 21.
Oh, you girl, we wish.
21 plus
21
plus
8.
7.
Oh,
Bitch,
shoot, I
fuck
keep forgetting. That's me.
I mean, it's only a year, but yeah. So I'm 28. I'm still here. I'm still going for it. I have to. I had like a few friends who were like, "Don't do it." Believe it or not,
Really?
they were like, "Don't do
Wow.
it." Yeah, because like they're in PE school, and they're like, "Don't do it, don't do it." And I was like, "No."
Why would they tell you not to do it?
Yeah.
though?
You know why?
Why? They
The
sound like
medical
haters.
field is not. No, they're not hating.
Oh,
They're looking out for me.
But tell you not to follow your dreams. Okay, I know those.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Because I'm like, yeah,
They are in the field, and they just see how much it takes from you.
yeah. But everything is subjective at the end of the day.
Agreed. No, I know. I get it, but it's like I feel like they see what it takes from you, and they don't want to see me like in that like just.
Yeah, see, I
You know
understand
what I
what
mean?
you're saying, but I feel like if something is meant for you, it's meant
and
for you. So me personally, would you
completely.
tell me? I'm sorry, Jasmine's friends out there. I'm not trying to like, I'm not trying to like bash you guys or anything, but I would never tell you not to do something, knowing you like all of your life.
Right.
At least
So
try.
like yeah, it did hurt a little bit, but at the end of the day, I have to listen to myself,
Yeah.
and I know that if this is something I don't pursue, I don't want to regret it.
Exactly. At least you tried.
Yeah, I want to know that I tried and I gave it my all, and that's it.
Which you have. She has given her all.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it comes to studying, like she's goals.
Exactly.
Like for me personally.
Oh, honey, I'm hardcore. I'm hardcore.
She's type A. Kathy, you're type A as well. I'm type Z. But
No, you're not. Stop it.
people, yeah, girl, I don't got time. I don't like stressing. I don't like any of that. So
You do things last minute,
I'm
huh?
type Z. Yes, I get things done. I
Yeah.
get my stuff done.
Yeah.
That gives me anxiety. I cannot.
And then just for full disclosure, everybody out there, we're not 4.0 GPAs.
No.
So just so you
Oh,
know.
no.
Obviously, I'm not, but yeah.
Yeah. So we are in the field, but we were not 4.0 GPAs. Right now we're like, because we know that we have to like, get better grades and everything, we have tricks and stuff
Yes.
like that will get us the 4.0s. But just so you know, you don't need to have a 4.0 to start in the field.
Exactly. Because we're doing things the non-traditional way.
Yes,
We're
I'm a
doing-
non-traditional student.
Exactly. We all
Yeah.
are,
All
yeah.
the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like, for example, the post-bac program that Jazmin did. Like when I was going to school, because I wanted to do pre-med from at the beginning when after I graduated, and my GPA was not hot either. And a lot of people were like, no, don't do post-bac. And I was like, well, and then situations happen, events happen, and I switched what I wanted to be. But I'm glad that you shared about the post-bac
Yes.
because there's a
Exactly.
lot of like I feel like miscommunication or mixed feelings about
Yeah,
it.
no,
There's a lot
honestly,
of
it
it.
developed me as a person. Like, I mean, I talk a lot, you guys. You're gonna
You'll
see
see-
that.
yeah,
You're
hear
gonna
that
see
in the
that. I talk a
podcast.
lot. But I'm also shy. Like, I'm really shy when it comes to like new social settings or speaking to someone who's like like interviewing me or like I don't know, like someone like higher up or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm shy when it comes to that, and I feel like this post-bac I like really forced myself to go out of my shell, public speaking, doing things where I grew as a person, and obviously it's still a work in progress, but I learned a lot about myself, and I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and it was just, I think, a step in the right direction, and I feel like it's only going to make me a better doctor in the future. So yeah.
So for the people that's listening who may be in your same shoes right now, was it a struggle for you to find post-bac programs within the Bay Area? Because we're talking about the Bay Area. We're from the Bay Area.
Honestly,
how hard was it?
Yes and no. I feel like there are a few, but I actually went to a post-bac and they told me like, oh, you don't have the grades to get into here. And
I was gonna-
meant to
and I
help
was like,
you.
I thought this was for this. I was like, what do you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's what I was
It's
going
too
to
low.
ask.
We can't help you at
like,
all.
what is the process? How do you get in?
I mean, like, it's still like you still have to apply. You still have to like interview.
Literally like a whole
It's-
nother school
Exactly.
program.
It's like a whole program. Yeah. You're competing against I don't know how many other students.
Go through interviews.
It's still competitive. I don't know. I just feel like as long as you prove that you are willing to bust your ass, do like volunteer, do what you have to do, that you're really committed to this, I think you're gonna be okay. And I think as long as you believe in yourself, you're good. You're good.
So how many post-bac programs did you have to apply to until you got accepted into that one?
Well, I applied to one. They lost my application.
Oh no.
But I applied to 3.
3. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. and one lost my application, one I got denied, one I got accepted.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that was good.
Yeah.
What is the span? Like, was it a year, 2 years?
I think when I applied, it was like, don't quote me, you guys, but maybe like 6 months ish.
Okay,
probably.
that's not so bad.
Yeah,
That's not
no,
bad at all.
no, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's not bad. See, because I never did a post-bac program, so I would, if I had to do a post-bac program, I would be interested in like the steps to take. So that's the reason why I'm asking all this.
No,
all this.
definitely.
same.
And honestly, if anyone out there is interested in a post back and has questions or whatever, they can email.
Girl, you know, it put me on the spot.
I didn't
I
know
know.
what our email was.
I believe it's a potent dose of 3 at gmail.com. You can also check us out on Instagram at a potent dose of 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. DM us, everything. So what about your internship? Because at the end of the day, for the people that's listening to us, if you do not have a good GPA, you have to work 3 times as harder.
Right.
Like, it sucks. So if you're in school now as an undergrad, like, my advice for you is to pick up, it can be like bullshit classes. Pick up some classes that will boost your GPA before you graduate.
So honestly, I went to like, before I applied to the post back, I was like, I can't just sit. I can't just do nothing. You know, I was like, I was getting a little frustrated. Like, what do? I need to do something. So I just applied to I got courses at a community college and like any science courses that you can add or like enroll to boost that science GPA, because that's really what they're looking at. You know, obviously they're looking at your overall GPA, but science GPAs, they really do look at those.
Yes, they definitely, because you can't even apply if your science classes, some programs, if you have a B minus, you can't apply. So make sure your science classes, try to get an A. If you can't get an A in them, at least get a B. But if you're already taking your science classes, you're kind of like stuck. You can literally take, if you're still an undergrad, before you graduate, because your GPA is still open, you can literally add on any classes. It can be a freaking PE class. It can be an art class. It can be an easy English class. Like, just boost your GPA up, because whatever you grade you get, it'll go for your overall GPA. I was going to ask you something. I freaking forgot. I don't know.
Extracurriculars.
It was something about like your process and everything. But yeah, no, you can continue now. If I think about it, I'm going to ask. Because it was something about your schooling, for sure.
Like the application to post back, maybe? No.
I don't know.
But I also wanted to add, if you are an undergrad right now and let's say you got a C in I don't know, physics class, and the professor in that school is not working out for you, take it in a community college that's comparable with your college, the one that you're currently going.
Yep.
Yeah, because then a lot of people, they just like, oh, I just got a C, and then even if they retake it again, they still get that C, because sometimes it's a professor, like, it doesn't work for you. So take it in a community college and get a better grade, and then the schools will take the better grade sometimes.
You know what? I'm really glad that you said that, because I remember I took a physics class and it was kind of the opposite of what you're saying, but like I took it at community college and I did not do well. Like, I got a C, and then I took it at like at my UC. Complete night and day. My grades were like, it went from a C to a A.
Oh, dang.
And I was like, what? It wasn't me?
No, I took all of my classes at JC. And that's another thing. If you're in a university and I know I'm going everywhere, but it's still on topic. If you're in a UC or a state college, you can take classes at a community college. It's way cheaper. That's what I did. I took
At the same time.
At the same time. And you're trying to get out of school, because they were trying to say I was going to be there for like an extra 2 years. I was like, no, that is not in my plans. So what I did at one point, I took my science classes at a JC while still taking a full load of classes at my state college. At one point, I think I was taking like 18 units or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
I don't recommend it, but if you got to do what you got to do, as long as you get a good grade. But Jazmin, yeah, tell us a little more. I feel like, that's your internship. So that's where I was going. I said, if you don't have the right GPA, you have to do 3 times more work, and that includes you building up your resume. So you need to do internships, because if you know your GPA is not there, you have to stand out other areas, and that's you picking up internships in a hospital, something. So
I volunteer at a hospital in the Bay Area, and I volunteer there once a week. And I'm with the patients a lot, so I take them to the departments. I do like a lot of translating for them, and currently I'll be moving into like a step down unit, and then I'll be working my way into the emergency department. And then I also, like I told you, I might have already told you, I finished an EMT program, so I'll be getting a job as an EMT soon.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I just figure, I'm volunteering my time. It would be nice to get paid, so maybe EMT would be.
If you can get paid, that's
Oh
even
yeah,
better.
that's a plus.
Someone has to pay that loan. So.
And your post-bac program is the one that included the EMT program, correct?
Yeah, it was like a tract. So like basically, you have your classes and your courses that you take, but they also give you like a tract to do, which I thought was really cool because, working in the medical field is more than just your, grades. You need other things, and they let you choose between 3 different tracks, and so you could do like a research track, a volunteer track, or like a what was the last track?
I can't help
Research. Yeah, you can't help me. Research, volunteer,
community.
I think one of them was EMT, volunteering.
EMT.
Yeah.
Okay, volunteer would be
yeah.
considered community, right? Okay.
Yeah. So that was really cool because, if you needed to work on a different area other than school and education and your grades, you could do that. So that was really cool in the post-prac program too.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, the steps you're taking, those are steps you need to be taking.
And they really guided me too, to be honest. Like they were like,
nice.
This is when you apply. This is what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you need. This is what they're looking for in the, in the essays.
Oh,
and
so they
actually
literally
guide you. They
throughout
prep
the
you
whole
through
process.
interview.
Oh,
like,
that's great.
Yeah, no,
We were doing that on our own.
No, yeah, it was really good, and I feel like they know a lot of tips and tricks, to be honest, about what certain schools are looking for. So yeah, highly recommended.
Wow, that's different from what we did. Like what you Linda and I did, because like for us it was like us helping each other.
Yeah, it was like we attended a 3-day seminar, which was very helpful.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
That's the reason why like I do like the school that I go to, because out of all the programs,
they're the ones that were willing to help us.
Even if we weren't even admitted yet, but they're willing to like look over our personal statement, say like, this is how you stand out as a student.
That's
like
amazing.
This is what it was called, the Nursing Success Seminar.
Yes.
So that's what I like, because Kathy and I was looking at each other like, wow, we'll apply to something and we'll get denied but not understand why. So that this seminar like helped us like stand out as students,
right? Because we even called like schools that we were applying, like other schools. We were like, well, but how would we get better? Well, just read the reason that we send you.
Oh wow.
A lot of schools like that,
a lot of schools don't care because they have so many applicants, but it's
Yeah.
like, you need diversity.
Exactly.
Honey, you need
Yes.
like a lot, like for example, you hear about like family of doctors, and they have the guidance. They
What about
have
you?
that guidance.
What about your family?
What do you mean? Oh, my family.
Exactly, your family. It's you.
My
You're
family.
like the first. almost.
I don't know. I think my mom got her GED. I think my dad didn't finish middle school.
Yeah, so they're like,
And so like, yeah, I was figuring that I was the first in my family to graduate college. I still am, to be honest. I don't think anyone else has graduated from college. So yeah, I mean, I was learning and figuring this out
you're
on my
figuring out
own.
exactly.
So like,
That's the difference from a lot of families that my parents weren't doctors, nurses. They provided me a lot. I'm not going to say
no,
they
yeah,
didn't,
same.
but
My family did a lot for me, but it's still you still have
it
to
was
figure
you.
it out.
A lot of our families is like for some, middle school was like the most education, or high school. Back in the day, like high school was like considered like college education. Not now, but they keep moving the bar up.
But shoot, I still help my mom with when she tries to do my little sister's homework. I still have to help her with it. My mom struggles.
And how old is your sister?
My sister is 9.
Girl, that homework be hard.
No, I know, but my mom is struggling with that. That's what I'm saying. So it's like they provided me what they could, and I'm over here trying to figure out the rest.
And you're trying to take it and run with it.
And so like obviously we're all in a different, I don't know, like in a different place. And we all don't have the same resources, and some of us need to work a little harder because we don't have those resources.
Exactly.
And I think that's what I hope this podcast can help people with, is to build that community where we can share tips and tricks and all that, you know?
Yeah, make your life a little bit easier.
Yes, and make it feel like you're not alone. And if you're struggling, here's a trick. If you don't know where to apply, you should try here.
Exactly.
So just give you those resources that sometimes we as people of color don't get.
Exactly. And then I feel like the next episode, I believe it's Kathy. You weren't even born here, so I know like your tradition, like not your tradition, your journey is completely different from Jazmin's and I. So I can't wait to hear your story because I believe you're the first in your family. So it's, guys, y'all gonna hear a lot. I'm excited.
It might get a little emotional.
Yeah.
We might crack some jokes here and there
to cover up the pain that's in our hearts.
Seriously.
Like truthfully, because I don't like crying.
Yeah, this girl does not like
I
crying.
do like crying. My therapist says, I need to work on that.
You do, and I need to cry a little bit less because
I know. You need to switch. Kathy, no. You're like, I feel like you don't like showing your emotions either.
I was just talking to you about that.
Yeah.
That I'm like, my ass needs to go to therapy.
Yeah.
Oh, don't we all, you guys? Don't we all? Therapy's great.
Nothing's wrong with therapy.
Yeah, but just be ready for the next episode. When this episode, we got to learn more about Jazmin. Next, we'll get to learn more about me, and then
You say the best for last.
Oh,
me,
shut up.
Linda.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. Don't forget to follow us on IG at apotentdoseof3. And then you can also email us at apotentdoseof3@gmail.com. If there are any topics or any things you want to hear about, let us know.
You can also follow me on IG at Linda the FNP. Bye.
See ya.